there's a lot of emergency behind this coming Aries eclipse. And that's just, see, a lot of people are frightened of Aries, the nature of Aries inside of them and inside of other people, which is, well, if you want to talk about Mars, which what it rules is it rules dangerous things like explosions, guns, knives, men that are holding these things. It rules men, mankind, not necessarily woman. There's Venus and Mars, so the helicopter has been going over. I think they're just looking at, I don't know what they're looking at, to tell you the truth. It's hard to tell what a helicopter is doing. But you can bet that it's an affiliation, that it's no good, doesn't have your best interest in mind. They're they're looking to see how they can rearrange places, communities, places they want, like they did with Hawaii. Anyway, let's get back to this energy, the energy that's behind right there at the eclipse, where it's a new moon, but it's going to cover up, the moon is going to cover up the sun and create a shadow over the earth people can see. At the same time, Chiron, there's a meteor, I guess, or a planet, Chiron, it's at the exact same degree and to the minute of the eclipse, and it's in Aries, so this is double whammy in Aries. The Chiron, I understand, is the part of the human um, being that the story of Chiron, you can look at it. There's a myth about it. I don't know much about it, but there's representation of this about ourselves. That's kind of what those myths are about, is certain aspects of ourselves, the way that we can be. Anyway, so Chiron has to do with the wounded warrior who becomes a healer, through having gone through so much. I just to put it generally, because I don't know the details, but so these energies that are coming up, I know I feel it, even though I don't have that degree. Aries, it's still in my first house, and I happen to think I have a Chiron on my ascendant, which is kind of tricky because I'm born with that on my ascendant. It's kind of like, well, a wounded warrior, and I have my suspicions about what was happening, like, say, before I was even born, while I was in my mom's womb. So something you can't control that happens, and the stuff that is going on around you in your early kind of coming to, and seeing people treating each other in a certain way. Um, the best thing you could see is one person save themselves right in front of you, and that would be your mom, and that's your role model. Anyway, here comes that helicopter again. Um, they want to change things all around, the wars and stuff. It looks like wars, like the way that they try to mask it. If Donald Trump becomes president, we haven't seen more attacks on U.S. soil by space weapons than when Donald Trump was in uh, presidency. Paradise, California is, just look up that and you'll see what happened there. And anyway, getting back to what I was trying to, it's the helicopters that are disruptive. Chiron, it's I can feel it. Aries is a very, see, it's Mars ruled, and it's like, well, thank God it's not just Aries across the board. Then we have Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. But that Aries is the first. It's the pioneer. It's the one that is traversing the universe and makes it and says, I am. And it's not easy to be the first one, right? But you're the hero. You're the one that everybody looks up to. Everybody wants to make it to that place. It's not necessarily Capricorn either. Capricorn has a lot of letting go to do to get back to that place that Aries says, it's spontaneous, and you don't just stay in one place and get stagnated. See, that's where I'm suffering so bad. It's like, wait a minute. I would like to decide for myself what I do with my physical body, and I've been preserving, I've been really well. It's just been lately I have been so immobile, and I've been on this thing, and I've been experiencing a hell of depression going through at least a long time now, and nobody's business, but I know what's happening. I kind of been through something like this before. Not really. This is the most difficult time of my life because I don't really know what's happening. But the nodes in Aries, the last time we had to think about the quality of our human relations and what are we going to do with our lives, like as far as the Libra Aries people. It was in 2005. 2005 to 2006, 2007. That's when the transformation came by, and I don't know about you, but I went through a hell of transformation, and I remember it's kind of strange. A lot of times we don't pay attention to what we should be paying attention to. And so some things could be repeating now. And I'm not saying that that time was ever bad. It was actually it was the beginning of a gift of a whole other cycle that would come on. And I dare say it would be the Pluto in Capricorn because, I mean, it wasn't all bad for me. It actually, that Pluto Jupiter Saturn trine actually trined my Venus. And my terrible story is like, yeah, no, I didn't even play the lotto. Not a good. See, that's a story that my dad would tell you. Yeah, I picked all six, but I didn't bet them. What thing do you think money, technology too, is helping us? No, it's fucking disabling us. I determined that we live. If you can get this, it's like the sooner you get it, you're probably just going to deteriorate really quick because it's the real knowledge, babes. It destroys you because it's like, oh, none of this is real, right? Dust, and try not to hang on to it. Go into the universe, light as a feather, fluffy and light. Say, no, I wasn't attached to it. Really? Seriously? I have an imagination of my own. What was going on back there with the helicopter flying around? And they're just planning on a whole different matrix for what I'm looking at in this town here, and I hope you're being entertained here. I was in a government building last month where it's apparent that they did not secure the floor joist very well because, well, the new people are weighing like 300 or so pounds, and I hate to be bagging on just the average American, but that's what I noticed. And so when they walk across the floor and upper floors to go to the bathroom, which is specially built for them, but the floors aren't built for them, the floors are going like this. I'm like, this isn't so that we can experience that. This is so that if there's a small earthquake, collapse, a garage up here collapsed under the 3 foot snows we had, or I think it was what 5 feet, 3 feet here in Idlewild, and that's actually normal. See, this cabin was built to hold like 16 feet snows. Garage up here that was built, the material they used, it just went. It fucking just went down. It's still sitting there as just like this confetti. And that's planned. Same thing like on a larger scale, your infrastructures that they're claiming climate change at the same time while they're building this flimsy shit along the ocean, where you can see the dramatic scenes of the ocean as the waves are pushing against the walkway. It's going over now. It's hitting a building. It's like they planned that. Your beautiful society, civilization controllers. They know exactly what they're doing 150 years from now.